Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long while since I've actually released a deck profile on the channel, so this weekend I got top 16 at the RNG Paisley regionals this Saturday. The deck performed superbly. It's not pure Centur-Ion, I'm just going to come out straight and say it. It's a lot more expensive than pure Centur-Ion, but I'll dive into it in a second. It was a well-run event. Was really happy with it. Really happy with the way the deck performed. There was a real high calibre of players at the tournament. We had national champion Danny Karen, shout outs to him. We had Jordan Gallagher, Vlad, who are very renowned top tier players. We also had Farfa, Rev's cards at the tournament as well, and yeah, I'm really happy with the way that the deck performed. My main loss was the final round. I got a match loss because I didn't change a couple of sleeves just through testing all week and stuff. So it's a bit naivety in myself, but I'm not getting new sleeves. And yeah, it is what it is. A bit gutted it was the final round, which really sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'll just dive straight into the deck profile, and yeah, let me know what you think of the deck, and please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel because it does help and it makes me want to make more content as well. So we'll dive straight into it. We'll go on the main deck first. We'll go with basically the first engine, which is Centur-Ion. So 2 Primera, 2 Tradea, the 1 Emeth, we go triple Oath, and we go triple stand-up. Hopefully you can all see that on the camera. And the second engine is double Popular, double Ash, Oak, Jet Synchron, Flamberge with triple Bonfire. And I'll just bring out the last engine as well, which is double Deal Bellstar, Centur-Ion Snake-eyes, and the Wanted cards. So pretty much anybody that's watching this deck profile will go, what's this energy? Why no just play Fire King Snake-eyes? Well, in testing for me, I just found it bricked a lot. You didn't want to draw the wee chicken. Fire King Island can be quite annoying to draw that card. And end up playing 2 Island just to see if that helped, and it always didn't feel like it really went smoothly through testing, even though it's like the most consistent, most thought about deck. But I really enjoyed this because every single one of these cards, bar this big brick, are all stars, and the way that the deck actually plays is you bait everything out, draw, Ash, Imperm, whatever, with all these cards, with Snake-eyes. This is infinite Ash bait. This is Ash bait. This is Imperm bait. Ash bait. Ash Imperm bait. And Ash Imperm bait. This is the card that stops you from losing to Nibiru, which I found that playing normal Snake-eyes and stuff, there is a way to play around Nibiru, but in some cloggy hands you end up that you can't really play around Nibiru. You need to use the Flamberge, and all my Snake-eye matchups that ended up going that way, then they needed to use this to really combo off and make a board worthwhile, and then they just lost to Nibiru. Yeah, she's a pyro, so this bridges, once you've got this, if you've got a bonfire and you've not used it, and most of the time when you go Wanted or you go bonfire to get into the Snake-eyes or the Witch and stuff like that, you don't conduct your normal summon. So you just play your hand out with the Snake-eye engine, and then if you get Nibiru'd early, or you can go end phase. If you've got this in your hand causing the combo, you search this out with this. If you get Nibiru'd on the end phase because you've got a Snake-eye board, plenty of interruptions, you don't really need to worry about just passing your turn sometimes. If they go Haha, Nibiru. Well, Nibiru's an 11. A 1 gives you a 12. Gets you into Legacia. Draw one off Legacia, and you will be sitting on one of these and your normal summon. So, you can generally just go, right, that's fine. We go off here in main phase 2. Get stand up, discard. This, get the Primera. Then you can just go this effect to summon back. So you go Primera, summon, add Emeth, or whatever you want. Emeth, then you go this effect, discard the Emeth, summon this back, make Legacia, boom. Don't need to worry about it anymore. As you go Legacia, you've got the main start of this combo as well to get you into Crimson Dragon. I got Nibiru on the Snake-Eye engine about 4 or 5 times. One of my games I got double infirmed, I got ashed, and I got Nibiru, and I still ended on the Crimson Dragon board to Calamity Lock home, and you couldn't do anything. You had an ash in the hand, Snake-Eye Ash, and I can't remember, I think it was a second Nibiru he had in hand. Or he drew into a second Nibiru, I'm not too sure because he put his hand down. The ratios, the way that we do the ratios is we play double popular, because if you draw it, then it means that your bonfire's basically dead for your non-normal summon play. So you need to play a second one. The second Ash, I was playing 2-1-1, but in extensive testing, when you start to really grind into games, not having an Ash to search or to be able to summon can really be problematic. And yeah, I just prefer to have the second Ash there. 2 Primera. These are the main normal summons of the deck. This is primarily where you want to go. Then you've got the Trudea. The Trudea can be normal summoned. I've got a card in the extra deck which helps with the Trudea line if it gets infirmed, but I'll get into that later on. This was glued to my hand. Every single game it was glued to my hand, but it was, to be honest, it's not too bad because it's discard for this. Or this, you know, it's not as bad as it is in pure Centurions, and it's good that the fact that it doesn't need to be, I don't have to run a second one like you do in pure. I find I was playing the one Trudea to try and like play extra hand traps or whatever, but the second one really comes up because if you draw into it, and your Primera, you've got a Primera in hand, or the stand up, you can't go Trudea, summon, put this back, so having the second Trudea does really come in handy. It's the same as having the Ash, like in grind games or in weird hands, it's better to have the second one. This by far is the best card of the entire deck. Countless times that I've made my Snake-Eye board, I've got my Masquerena in the back row, I've got my Flamberge, I've got my Whale, I've got my Princess set up, and I go end phase, and they go Nibiru, sound. This, get this, search this, discard, and then just bring this back, and you use the token, the play that I've explained to you at the start then. Yeah, this by far is the best. If I could get away with playing 2 of these, then I would, but 3 really did come up. And when you start to draw into the 2 of them, like double stand up, then it's always better to have the third one in the deck just as discard for the other one. So yeah, I think the main deck, like monster lineup, was flawless. Double Diabell Star, she's one of the main starters. She gets this out your hand, she gets this out your hand, and then gets you Snake-Eyes, and it doesn't conduct a normal summon. That's the main thing of the deck. If you're playing this deck, you try and play, if you've got access to one of these, then you try and play as much as you can without conducting a normal summon. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's the monster lineup. It's, as you can see, it's not a cheap deck to play. but yeah, the deck was amazing. I can't fault it. And yeah, with all that engine, with all those stars, you can still play free Droll, free Ash, free Nibiru, and free Infinite Impermanence. And then the 40th card, it's a clean 40, it's Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave was a really good card. I was playing an Effect Velo at one point, but Call by the Grave is just defensive, it's offensive as well, especially going into like matchups like Labyrinth and stuff like that. Yeah, Call by the Grave is just so good. It stops you from getting Droll, getting ashed, and if there's a card that can help you play without conducting a normal summon, then you have to play it. So yeah, Call by is the perfect 40th card in any deck for me. We'll move on to the extra deck. So quite simply, double Legacia, Crimson Dragon, Big Boy says no, and then Big Dragon says no as well. We've got Red Dragon Archfiend, Calamity locked. I think Calamity locked like 4 times. It was always game 1. The Calamity lock came up. I think there was one game 2 that it did come up. Like moving into like turn 3. Cosmic Blazer Dragon. I wasn't playing this. I was playing just basically these, and I was playing a Savage in the deck just because you can do like a combo line with Witch, Get Jet, and things like that to make a Savage to play around the Nibiru, but it leaves you with less resources than you really want to, and when you're starting to grind and you're using your resources correctly with the Centur-Ion stuff, just being able to bring out a Solemn Judgment Strike, Warning, out of nowhere, it really does come up, and it's such a superb card. It's such an unfair card as well as this. You know, if it's a level 12 synchro, it's going to be unfair. That's pretty much it. Legacia was brilliant, popping cards, drawing cards, protecting. I don't know how many times people went battle phase into SP Little Knight or IP Masquerena, and I'm like, okay, right, that's fine. And then they go attack, dies, and I'm like, not protected. The amount of times that people don't actually know that this card protects 2000 or less attack monsters is, yeah, it's such a good card. I do play one Synchro 8, so this was what I was talking about with the Tradea play. So if I just get these now, so if you have to normal summon the Tradea, right, so 9 times out of 10, if you've got a bricked hand and Tradea has to be your summon, then it can be quite annoying and quite difficult, especially like anybody that plays pure Centurions will know that if you go Tradea, normal summon, Tradea effect, and that gets impermed, then you go off or you go stand up, and then you have to go Primera, and you can't really make anything. That's the thing. You can't make anything really with an 8 other than Pack Knight, right? This card is phenomenal. It came up so many times, and it just became such an unfair card. So you just synchro these two, discard a card, put back the Primera. During your opponent's turn, obviously you've got stand up, you use the effect, summon this, and you add the Emeth. Then you synchro into your Legacia. Use Pack Knight, effect engrave, discard this, put this in the back row. And then it means that if your opponent goes to battle phase or whatever, you can go Emeth, or tries to target your Legacia, you can go Emeth, put this in the back row, and then they can attack over this, and then depending on what your hand actually is, you can either go Pack Bite to summon this during the end phase to then get Primera equipped, or you can wait for your turn to then go Pack Bite, summon, draw, pop. And another thing that people really didn't know about was the synergy with this card and with Populace and Flamberge. So if you don't actually know, when Populace goes to the graveyard, you can put a fire monster in the back row. So to having two Flamberge can come up sometimes, but playing this way means that you reoccur your resources a lot cleaner, a lot better. So you can go Populace, put Flamberge, and then you can use Packbite just to summon it. Or you can, if you've got the Populace in the back row for whatever reason, or the way that the game's playing out, then you can just go summon Populace, get the game going again for you. So that bridges into the Snake-eyes that are in the back row. Like if you're Masquerena, like or I think it was one of the matches that I did. My opponent Super Polyed, my Flamberge, and my Whale Away, and I had Masquerena in the back. I had my Legatia up front, but I didn't have enough things in the back row, and I just went Packbite, summon the IP Masquerena, Synchro, quick effect Link. I can't remember if I made Appaloosa or I made SP Little Knight, so it does actually come up. It doesn't come up that often, but when it does, it's an amazing bridge card, and it's definitely, it doesn't warrant the current value it's at. Like at the time of recording, it's like £6 or something, but this card 100% pick up your copies in there because it is such a great card. We'll go into the links. Link Rebo, standard. Play the one Heater, one SP Little Knight, and one IP Masquerena. All the Link 2s were superb. Can't really moan about them. Done its job. They were the superb lineup. I was trying to play Dark in the deck because it can come up and it's more generic than what Heater actually is. That I was finding, but yeah, I will explain what I cut for that. Promethean Princess. So this is the breaker of the deck, and we'll just go into the link flows as well. So we've got Ambler Whale, we've got Appaloosa, we've got Raging Phoenix, and we've got the Zelantis. So I wasn't playing Raging Phoenix or the Zelantis because I was playing Dark and something else, can't remember what it was. But in more testing, when I was doing more testing, this being fire locked with the deck means that you do need to play a second fire monster, because if Ambler Whale goes, you can just go this, summon back Oak, summon back Populace, and then you can just go this bang OTK line, and you don't really care. This was the last minute addition. And I think I've done the OTK line the same amount of times as I did the Calamity Lock, which it just shows you how unfair this actually is. This wee line of play. Ambler Whale was good. The starting game, you just make the Ambler Whale. I never, the entire tournament, used its effect in grave at all. Not once. Appaloosa, she done the job. Can't really complain about her. Just made her with the IP Masquerena. Bring back Populace, bring back Oak, Ash, whatever you want, and then you just synchro into her. So yeah, the extra deck I think was really clean, really simple, and yeah, everything worked. So yeah, no qualms about how the extra deck performed. We'll move into the side deck. Trouble Bell, it's good in the mirror match. Snake-eyes primarily is the main culprit for having to play this card. It's good against Labyrinths and things like that. Didn't really side it in. It was only I think, how many Fire Kings did I play? I think it was three Fire Kings I played. And it helped win me one of the games when I was about to Calamity Lock. I got in for the impermanence, and they tried to come back, and I just go spelled Kirin or whatever it was, I can't remember. But yeah, it came up. Then we played Gurikara. Searchable. It's a searchable Nibiru. Yeah, it came up. I played against Sword Soul, baited them out, just summoned the Kurikara, brought back their Baron. So yeah, I got an Omni Negate for free, really, which is which is nice. For going first, triple tactics talents. Yeah, as soon as they go Ash or they go Droll or whatever, Effect Veiler, you just go, let me see your hand please, that's a nice Nibiru, put it back. Or if they don't have it and they've got an Infinite Impermanence or another hand trap, then you just spin it back, and then that's you know you're clear to just go Calamity Lock, or you're clear just to go full Snake-Eye combo. Lightning Storm, to be honest, Lightning Storm wasn't really for back row decks, it was more for like combo decks to like bait out Omni Negates and just people that just weren't playing around it. And yeah, it came up against Sword Soul, and I think I used it in the branded matchup. I can't really remember. I think I called back row for the branded matchup actually. And yeah, it was a decent card. Excuse the mismatch rarity. Cosmic Cyclone, because I was scared of Anti-Spell Fragrance. The card's really good. Anti-Spell Fragrance obviously like turns off the entire deck. It turns off like most decks, to be honest. So yeah, I was expecting that to come up. I didn't play Anti-Spell Fragrance myself because I just generally didn't have the space. And 9 times out of 10, if my opponent wins the die roll and I win game 1, they're siding in Anti-Spell Fragrance, and yeah, I'm just got to be able to play through that more than I was worried about Super Poly. So that's the thing, the deck makes people have to go first, for the fear of they will just get Calamity Locked. So yeah, that was the thought process behind that. And then the last cards were Dark Ruler and Remorse. So these were the Anti-Spell Fragrances, but I just felt like going into regionals, we were going to see more Mannadium. I also had the fear of Voiceless Voice, which actually did come second at the regionals, piloted by Bernardo, so another really good player. So yeah, a Dark Ruler No More, it came up. I can't really remember what matchup it came up against, but yeah, it was good when I used it. The side deck, to be honest, I think it was, you can't grumble with the side deck. I think it's mostly like generic, and I think everyone's playing this kind of side deck going into this format. And it's just a really safe side deck, to be honest. Any changes, I don't think there is any changes, to be honest. I think the side deck was perfect. But yeah, that was the deck profile. As I said, it's not a cheap deck to play, this one. But all my opponents were saying that how hard it was to actually play against this, because if you stop the Centurion stuff, then you just go full Snake-Eye, and that's hard to beat. And then you've got, if they hand trap the Snake-Eye stuff, and then you go Centurion line, they're like, well, if I don't stop that, then I get that, and that's basically the thought process. So it knocked a lot of people, like siding patterns and stuff, and actually how they wanted to play. And yeah, honestly, test the deck. The deck is superb. Just remember, it's not an easy deck to play, because you have to choose what you want to do. If you are going to test or play this deck, just know that when you're doing the combo lines, that you go Wanted in the draw phase, that way so you don't get drawled and you get an extra thing. And then if you don't get ashed in the draw phase, then you've got Dear Bellstar, and that basically means that you are playing without a normal summon. And Dear Bellstar will either take an Imperm, or the Sinful Spoils will take the Ash. Bonfire, if you go Bonfire, actually I'll just show you this, if you go Bonfire, and you are not, if you've got Chimera in your hand or whatever off, so Bonfire will always search Popular, so it's a free special summon, and that will search out the Sinful card. And if you are playing Sinful, then you have to go Ash. That's the main one. So just remember, Popular, Bonfire always equals Popular. Simple Snake-eyes always equals Ash, and that way that you will play without having to use your normal summon. And yeah, that's, if you want a video on like with combos and some plays and stuff like that, then leave a comment and drop it a like. If you want to see a pure Centurion build, I went 5 tournaments in a row at locals playing pure Centurion, and yeah, the deck was really good, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just waffling on now, it's late at night, but yeah, remember, like, comment, subscribe, any questions leave a comment, and yeah, I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Peace.